honestly, I'm kind of mad with the situation with the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Disney Plus series because they're now dropping like 4 episodes at once. Since when did they do that? What Disney Plus animation show ever does that? Like, who will willingly just sit there for like 5 hours and watch these 4 episodes? Like, that's ridiculous. But I still sat down and watched them, but like, it felt like a chore then. It really did. And to me, it really never is like a chore. Like, I get like for the series premiere 2 episodes, but now like week to week I have to expect like a boatload of episodes. That's just kind of weird. But yeah, like I said, I watched them the day they come out, and I'm a little late on the review, so let's just get into my thoughts on these 3 episodes. So obviously after episode 2, we got an amazing, crazy cliffhanger with Mr. Osborn figuring out that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, and it picks up exactly where we left off episode 3, in the office, and eventually they go out to dinner and they talk about it, and I thought that was a shocking reveal that was really cool within the episode. But then we get these 2 villains who are obviously money hungry and get these cool gadgets, and obviously they cause extreme mayhem in the city, and Spider-Man has an awesome fight sequence against them, and it is a really, really entertaining fight. But besides that action sequence, the story in this episode is really, really well done, because Peter's friend in this episode has a great story. It is a very sad story, but it's a great story, because we all know that obviously he's not gonna be a good guy forever. He's not gonna leave season 1 as a good guy. He's gonna leave season 1 as a bad guy, and they're setting that up full throttle here. They're having him like buy Peter and his girlfriend lunch, but then not being able to afford his own lunch. Then his brother gets in trouble with a gang and the police, and then he has to go down to the gang and become one of them. And yeah, his story keeps getting sadder and sadder, and his situation at home keeps getting sadder and sadder. And it's honestly devastating to see such sad things happen to such a good character. But we all already knew from the first episode that this guy was gonna be the villain, really. Right now, of course, we have really no definitive villain, but they're really setting him up to be one for maybe later in the show, or possibly season 2, perhaps. But yeah, it's just unfortunate what they're doing with their character, with his character, but it's obviously so well done. The writers and directors are doing his character and just the entire cast and crew themselves perfectly, and I cannot wait to see what the future is for the remainder of the episode. But also, another major thing is Aunt May is apparently struggling financially, because when Peter comes home, he's like, "Why are you cleaning out my stuff, or their stuff?" And she's like, "Oh, just to clean out some junk and for space." But then eventually he sees a like kind of eviction notice type thing, and he knows exactly why. So obviously now he tries to get job to support his aunt and help himself and her, but obviously that's probably not gonna work out, but we'll see. Another thing that we get is at the beginning of the episode, a interaction between Nico and Spidey, and the character of Nico is a very, very awesome character, and she provides so much for the story, and I really do like her character. But that is really all we get for season 1 episode 3 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Not really a story driven episode, like nothing really fully major happens just yet, because obviously it's a 3 episode release, so nothing really major happens. But as the episodes progress in these 3 episodes, you'll definitely start to see the story progress. So with episode 4 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we definitely get more story and actually more things to cover in this episode, so this part of the review will be longer this time around. So first things first, this episode was mainly really about Peter Parker getting his definitive Spider-Man suit, because he teams up with Norman Osborn, because that's just how he wanted it. Norman wanted to be a part of the Spider-Man gang and wanted to kind of help Peter fight crime, so that's what he's been doing, and obviously he wanted to give him a suit. But now let's talk about the actual suits. Now the first suit he gets looks so freaking stupid. Honestly, like, how did Norman even think that that was good? And obviously it tested terribly, because he was about to fight some people who just robbed somebody, and his cape gets caught on the sign. Like, what the hell? That's so goofy yet so clever. But yeah, clearly that suit doesn't work out. And now we get some more emotional stuff with Peter's friend. He's talking with his girlfriend, and obviously you could feel like some tension, because he's clearly holding something in, you know, he's holding secrets, and it's really hurting him. And yeah, just like like I said earlier in the review for episode 3, this show is just gonna chew him up and spit him out and make him become a villain, and that really sucks to say. But moving on now, of course, we get another suit for Spider-Man, which looks even worse somehow, with making him look like an actual, like, wasp, basically, you know, with wings and a mask, and just another bad suit. And obviously it doesn't test well either. A truck hits him and he's just sitting there on the window, squished like a freaking bug, basically. But yeah, that's another terrible. Now, obviously we cut back to Lonnie and the gang, and obviously it's not really good with the gang either, you know? He doesn't have any respect yet, and eventually, yeah, he'll gain it, but he almost literally dies because he walks into somebody else's territory while trying to get food for the guys. But yeah, that's another thing. And now I want to talk about the next Spider-Man suit that we get, which is actually not too bad. It's better than the previous two. It's like basically a bird suit, you know? It's black and dark blue with wings, and I actually do like the suit, although it, of course, does not test well. He gets stuck in a tree, and then when he gives the balloon back to the little girl, everybody freaking teams up on him and be like, "You creep, get out of here." So clearly the suit did not test well, of course, because people are now afraid of it. So yeah, of course, it was honestly inevitable that there was something wrong with that suit, because obviously we all know where this is headed. No other suit will work until it eventually does, but I'll get to that soon. But yeah, after a quick discussion with Norman, he does get a actually really awesome suit that he gets to design, which is basically your Spider-Man suit, or your Spider-Venom suit, I should say, with, instead of all black, it's black symboling and white, like actual color of the suit, which is actually a really, really awesome design. I really like that design. And in action, it looks amazing as well. But then what happens is actually really shocking, because when he goes to tell Norman how it all went with the suit, it turns out he was speaking with his son, Harry Osborn, and then Harry figures out that he is Spider-Man. But yeah, we'll see how that actually pans out in the next episode, which obviously it was a really good story point, but yeah, we'll talk about it when we review the next episode. But yeah, overall, this episode 4, was actually really, really enjoyable. And I think more enjoyable than the episode 3. And also at the very end of the episode, we get the reveal of Dr. Octopus, and that was just shocking. So now it's time for episode 5's review. Now, episode 5, we obviously pick up from the cliffhanger from episode 4, where we get Doc Ock helping this Russian villain to break her friends out of prison with this head armor. That is actually a really cool gadget. But that's really all we see of Doc Ock in this episode, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just excited to what they're gonna do with his character in the future. But then we get to see Harry drive Peter to school, and obviously since he's the rich and popular kid, they're all impressed by Peter, and yeah, good scene there. And we just keep falling more and more into the emotional side of things when Lonnie is almost kicked off the football team because he keeps skipping to go to the gang, and the gang keeps like forcing it upon him, you know? Like now in episode 5, they're having a standoff, and they're gonna like have a street fight with another gang, and they need Lonnie there, and he has to skip out on practice again. And I really hope he does not get kicked off the team in the next episode. That would just be devastating. But yeah, of course, then we get the prison break, and Spider-Man has a lot of fun with this fight, and I honestly had a lot of fun watching the fight. But then we obviously switch between two fights, the street fight and the fight with Spider-Man, and both fights were really, really well done. Lonnie, of course, sacrificing, almost literally dying and saving the gang's leader. So that earns him the respect he's been longing for, and then he gets a nickname where he agrees and really likes the nickname, and that's basically where the episode ends. And I'm so nervous now. Like, as soon as they gave him the nickname and he's like, I like that, I was immediately like, okay, well, this is official. Now he's done being the nice guy. He's gonna be like a tough guy, and eventually he's going to become a villain, you know? And it's just so sad to see it. But yeah, this episode was really, really good as well, and I think is my favorite out of the 3, really. Story-wise and just entertainment-wise, really. This episode was really, really well done. But that is my review for episodes 3, 4, and 5 for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Tune in next time when I review the next few episodes. I don't even know how many they're gonna drop, but stay tuned for that if you like this video. But yeah, this has been Mr. Movie. Take care.